The Chargers in real life are not good enough to win the Super Bowl, but they're not bad enough to overhaul the roster as well. Antonio Gates and Phillip Rivers have been staples of that offense for years. But I'm going to tell you why in Madden NFL 16 CFM, one of them is going to have to take a back seat. Let's go. What's up guys, Shopmaster aka the Gray Bear Gamer, and in this Madden NFL 16 player ratings and team projection, I'm going to break down the San Diego Chargers. As I mentioned, the San Diego Chargers are not really a bad team. They made some good moves in the offseason addressing some of their needs, but I still don't think they're going to be good enough to compete in the AFC West with the Denver Broncos. And that's really, it's going to be a two-man race. I think the Chiefs, okay, they're going to be good. The Raiders, in real life, they're not going to be that good. They're still young. But I feel like the San Diego Chargers are sort of that in-between team that can do some damage, but not really go all the way. So as we take a look at their draft, they got Melvin Gordon, a running back out of Wisconsin. They definitely needed him, especially after losing Ryan Matthews to Philadelphia. Ryan Matthews has always been hindered by injuries, so I think that was a good move, releasing him or letting him go. They also lost Eddie Royal, and they lost Marcus Gilchrist, the safety, as well. But they did get Denzel Perryman in the draft, and they got Craig Hager, a DB from Texas State, in the draft as well, that will be able to help them in their cornerbacks position. The wide receivers that they got was Jacoby Jones, Stevie Johnson, and they also picked up Brandon Flowers, the DB who came over from Kansas City. So just some real notes first before we get to the rosters. I want to thank everybody for sticking that like button, subscribing to the channel, and making a comment on the last video. Darrell Jones is the winner. You'll be entered into a free drawing for Madden NFL 16, so I appreciate it. Guys, if you're new to the video, if this is your first time watching this series, here's what you do to have to be entered into a free drawing for Madden NFL 16. All you have to do is just stick that like button and put a comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about these Chargers. Tell me if what I'm talking about as far as the moves, trades, or whatever you agree with when we go and break down the roster. I will pick one person randomly to be entered into a drawing at the end of this video series for a free copy of Madden NFL 16 of your choice of system, for whatever system you want. So there you go guys, that's all you have to do to go ahead and enter and be eligible. So let's go ahead and take a look at the roster for the San Diego Chargers. So first, we talk about Phillip Rivers, and we talked about Antonio Gates as well. Both Antonio Gates is going into his 12th year. Phillip Rivers is going into his 11th year. Here we have Phillip Rivers. I think you got to keep Phillip Rivers because I still think he is on the upper part of quarterbacks in this league. You may want to trade him if you feel like you can roll with Kellen Clemens for 1 year and then draft a QB in the upcoming draft, but I would say stick with Phillip Rivers instead of Antonio Gates, and here's why. As we take a look at the tight end position, you have Antonio Gates and Ladarius Green. I think it's time for Ladarius Green to be moved up in your Madden CFM. Put him in the top spot. Move Antonio Gates down. Even if you don't trade Antonio Gates, you still need to give Ladarius Green some run, get him some experience, build him up, because he's already faster than Antonio Gates. Of course he's younger, but his attributes match up with Antonio Gates really well. You can increase his catch in traffic can be increased. His spectacular catch is about the same. So again, guys, I think you want to move Ladarius Green to the #1 spot in your tight end depth chart. Move Antonio Gates back, or try to trade him, because you also have another tight end in John Phillips, who's a good blocker, and he's also 6'5". So Ladarius Green is 6'6", Gates is 6'4", John Phillips is 6'5". You may want to get rid of Gates. in your CFM. So if we take a look at the halfback, they drafted Melvin Gordon out of Wisconsin. Doesn't have that good speed. I mean, 89 speed, 95 acceleration. So he has good acceleration. His speed is not there. I think that may be okay just because his acceleration is 95 rated. He may be able to get off to a good speed and get to that 89 speed very good. If he had low acceleration, I would tell you maybe you want to look for a speed back in free agency or via trade. But again, I think 89 is okay because he has that 95 speed. You still have Danny Woodhead, another good catching back out of the backfield that you can do some 2 running back situations and have Woodhead and Melvin Gordon go out. As we take a look at Melvin Gordon's catch, it's a 72, so it's not as good as Woodhead, but it's definitely something that you can build upon with him being a rookie. As we take a look at the wide receiver spot, you got Keenan Allen, but I feel like Keenan Allen took a step back last year just because he didn't have anybody on that other side to sort of stretch the field. I still don't think they have that other person, but I think it's time for Malcolm Floyd to take a back seat. So if you can trade him, go ahead. But I think you move him down, and I think you move Jacoby Jones up. I think you move Jacoby Jones up to the second spot and move Malcolm Floyd to the third. I mean, it's kind of tough because I think what happens is Malcolm Floyd is 6'5". He's a big target and he can jump, which is going to equate well in Madden NFL 16, but his speed is only a 90 speed. So, and Keenan Allen is only at 88, so you really don't have that speed guy on the outside on either side to sort of stretch the field. So what you may do is run a lot of 3 wide receiver sets and then move Malcolm Floyd back into the number 2 spot, put Jacoby Jones at the 3rd spot in the slot, stretch the field inside so that you can get those big targets outside open. As we take a look at the tight end, we talked about the tight end position. Move Ladarius Green into the number 1 spot. Trade Antonio Gates. You can't really release him just because he's going to take a big salary cap hit. So try to trade him. As we take a look at the defense, left end I think is one of those key positions that you're going to need. Right end, you got a good right end right here, and your defensive tackle, you're going to need a defensive tackle. So I will talk about what this team needs at the end with as far as going into the first year of the offseason, what they need. I love their linebackers. They have good rookie or young linebackers. You got Butler, you got Teo, still young guys. You got Ingram, you got Emmanuel, young guys. As we look at their cornerbacks, you had Jason Everett, who I think is going to be, he's flying under the radar. I think he's going to be a good DB, especially in Madden NFL 16, just because he has the speed. The one thing that I don't like is that he's only 5'10", so he's not going to be that tall. He has a pretty good jump, but as we take a look at the man and zone coverage here, he has 90 man coverage, only 85 zone coverage. But Brandon Flowers has 88 man coverage and 92 zone coverage. So what I would say here is make sure that depending on who you playing, you may want to switch these 2 guys out just because of the speed factor. So as we take a look at the speed, Brandon Flowers is not that fast. So if you're going against, say, the Redskins and they got Deshaun Jackson as their number 1, you might want to keep Barrett as your number 1 DB. But if they have number 2, if they have Deshaun Jackson as number 2 wide receiver, you may want to switch Brandon Flowers onto Garcon and Barrett onto Jackson. This is why EA needs to bring back the man lock coverage and being able to, the defensive assignments, being able to assign your defensive back to whatever receiver you want. So if I'm playing the Redskins, I say, Barrett, I want you to cover Deshaun Jackson. I don't care if he's on the left side, right side, slot, I want you manned up on them. So I think EA definitely needs to bring that back. I know there's some issues that broke in previous years. So, but I do believe that they're trying, and I think they're going to come through. Maybe not Madden NFL 16, but hopefully in Madden NFL 17, because I know that's one of the big pain points of the community. As we take a look at the free safety spot, I think you're good with a day, 1 year player, and as your strong safety, you have Eric Weddle. So, guys, there it is. I think one thing with the San Diego Chargers, you're definitely going to need a DT, a defensive tackle. You may want to look for a speed running back if you can find one in the off season, and you're going to need some defensive line help at your left end spot. So left end and D tackle for your defensive line, and a speedy halfback. And you can't forget, you may need to look at another quarterback, a young quarterback in your draft, because I don't know how many more years Phillips, what's his name? I forgot his name. Don't know how many years Phillip Rivers is going to have left in the tank. He's going into his 11th year. I'm not sure. So guys, this is Shopmaster. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and guys, I will check you out soon with some more Madden NFL 16 player ratings and team breakdown as we are done with the AFC West, and we're going to move on to an NFC East division next. You'll find out next on Monday. I'll check you guys later. This is Shopmaster. I'm out. Peace. Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for watching the video. Do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Twitter at Shopmaster for more gaming news and information. And I will check you guys out later. Peace.